Hello children and welcome to computer class. My dear children, in these corona times, computers are proving the best means for learning process. So we can say that computers are proved to be our best friend in these tough times. So today, in our computer class, we are starting our lesson number 6, Input and Output Devices. It is part 1 of lesson number 6. Now let's see what are input and output devices. Open your book, page number 39. What are input devices? Input devices are devices, children, that provide information and data to the computer. Now let's read more about input and output devices. The set of instructions that we give to a computer is called input. The devices that help in giving instruction to the computer are called input devices. So now you can see here what is input. It is the set of instructions that we give to the computer. This is known as input. And what are input devices? The devices that help in giving instructions to the computer. They are called input devices. Now it's time for output and output devices. Let's read. The result that comes after processing is called output. The result that we get after the processing that has been done is called output. So output is what? Output is the result. The device that helps in getting and viewing desired results are called output devices. So here children, it is now very clear that the results that we get after processing are called output, and the devices that help in getting and viewing desired results, they are called output devices. So now here you can say we give input, the processing takes place, and then we get output in the form of result. Let us get it clarified more by looking at few examples from our day-to-day life. Let's see this first example, making of an orange juice using a juicer. So children, I hope you all like to drink orange juice. Now how your mother makes orange juice? I'm sure she uses a juicer. Now let's see in this process of getting orange juice from the oranges, how the process takes place. Here children, oranges are input. Processing takes place inside the juicer. And what is the result? We get yummy orange juice, and that is output. So you can say putting oranges in the juicer, that is input. Juicer makes juices from oranges. It is the processing. And the result, we get orange juice, is the output. Now let's see one more example. grilling a bread using a toaster. We all like to eat bread in our breakfast. And that too, if it is a toast, we all love to eat it. Now let's see how the input processing and output takes place in this process. Here children, the bread is the input. The processing takes place in toaster and the result, that is toast, is the output. Let us take one example on the computer for making it more clarify how input, processing and then output takes place. Look at this example children. Adding two numbers on a computer. Say you want to add 4 and 5 on the computer. What you will do? You will type number 4, then you will press the button with plus sign and then you will press the key with number 5. This is input. Then what happens? The processing takes place inside the computer and as a result you get number 9 on the screen and that is the output. So here you can see that 4 plus 5 that you put from your keyboard into the computer is the input. The processing inside the computer takes place and that is how you get the result on the screen. That is the addition of 4 plus 5, 9, and that is the output. Now look here and read it one more time. That in a computer there are two types of devices. Input devices from which we use to put data or information into the computer. They are input devices. And the output devices from where we get the result or the required information from the computer after processing. I'm sure children you must have understood now the concept of input, process and output by all these examples. Now children, it is time to read about input devices. Children, do you know how in the human body information enters? In the human body, information enters at the brain. And how it enters the brain? By the eyes, by the ears, by the nose, by the tongue or by the skin. So what are all these 5 things? All these 5 senses are input. And where it goes for processing? It goes inside the brain for the processing. So the same thing happens to the computer also. We used to put information via input devices. Now let's read about all the input devices we use in the computer. Let's start. The first input device we are going to read here is the keyboard. What is a keyboard? A keyboard is an input device which is used to enter words, numbers into the computer. And also, children, some special characters. So what is a keyboard? A keyboard is one of the most commonly used input devices, and it is used for typing letters and numbers along with some special characters. Let us read about number 2 input device, and it is mouse. A mouse is an input device which is used to draw pictures and select objects on the computer screen. Children, mouse is also known as pointing device. Now, why it is known as pointing device? Because a mouse is used for pointing at the objects on the monitor. And as you read here, it is also used for drawing images. Children, a mouse can be moved on a smooth surface by your hands to control the movement of the cursor or pointer on the monitor. Now it is time to read about the third input device. And the third input device is joystick. Joystick is an input device which is used to play games on the computer. So children, with the help of a joystick, you can play games on computer and also video games. And a joystick has one or more buttons on it. So it is a helpful input device to play games on the computer. Now it's time to read about the next input device, and it is a scanner. Let's read here first. Do you know? A scanner is somewhat like a photocopier machine. You can look here at the picture also, children. The scanner machine is quite similar to a photocopier machine in looks. So what is a scanner? A scanner is an input device which is used to copy and send images to a computer. And these images, they can be in the form of photographs, drawings or logos. So how a scanner is used? Scanner is used to convert the text or an image to its electronic representation that we can view on the monitor. And these scanned images that can be used, it can be used in different documents also. Now children, let's read about the next input device, microphone. Now microphone is an input device which is used to record voice in a computer. So children, when you speak on a microphone, you can record your voice or also other sounds into the computer. Now it is time to read about the last input device, and it is a web camera. A web camera is an input device that is used to capture photograph and store it in a computer. So the function of web camera is to capture photograph on the computer and to store it in a computer as well. So here children, we have read about the input devices of the computer, and they are keyboard, mouse, joystick, scanner, microphone, and a webcam. Children, with this we have completed our part 1, and in part 1 we have read about the 6 different input devices of a computer. Now it is time for today's thought. And today's thought is: today is the day to learn something new. With this, children, it is time to say goodbye. We will meet again in the next computer class. Till then, see you, children, and take care.